Pieces of a Broken Mind, Mental Health and Recovery. Apologies, I wasn't live yesterday. I was due to go live at 6 p.m. But something came up, wasn't able to do it, so I'm doing my live Q&A this morning. For the next hour, I'll be answering any questions that you might have about the channel, about mental health, about recovery, about anything you want to talk about, because it's all about interaction and conversation about mental health. So get involved, smash a like, comment, subscribe, and let's start growing this community at a faster rate, because Pieces of a Broken Mind is a channel that's designed to help people. I created it to start talking about my own mental health and my journey through mental illness. And you know, it's been a long journey, but I will continue to document that on YouTube, and I will continue to try and help people, try to inspire people, and try to show people that they can talk about their mental health. Let me just check my chat settings. Show all messages. Please, if you are going to comment today, guys, and get involved in the live Q&A, then please be respectful. You'll just be blocked if there's anything other than respect, kindness, empathy. This is a safe space for people to talk about mental health, to talk about their recovery, to talk about their trauma. And I'm trying to build a community of support. That is why I am doing these live Q&As twice a week now, to connect with my subscribers and build a new community and grow the channel, obviously. So that is the goal. So let's get involved. Hope everyone's doing okay. So this morning, let's talk about PTSD. Now, post-traumatic stress disorder is something that I've been living with for the last few years. I've been diagnosed with complex PTSD, so that's massively changed my life, and it's massively impacted my life in so many different ways. And it's also, you know, made my life challenging to continue, you know, through the depression, through the nightmares, through the flashbacks, through the self-harm, through the suicide attempts. Living with complex PTSD has really taken its toll on me, both physically and mentally, because, and emotionally. It's taken a lot out of me. And some days, you know, I don't function properly. Other days I can have a good day, like today is a good day. Today I'm able to talk about it. Today I'm able to verbalize what's going on in my head. But other days I hide behind the silence. I hide behind the pain. I put a smile on and make people think that I look okay, but deep inside I'm broken. And that's where the name of my channel came about, Pieces of a Broken Mind, because my mind is broken, and it's in pieces at the moment, and I'm slowly trying to put them together. One Duck says hi. Good morning, One Duck. Good morning, Jay Wish. Hope you're well. Get your questions in, guys. I'm happy to answer any questions. You know, and living in that darkness of trauma has, you know, made me more resilient. It's made me more it's really opened my eyes to how dark people's lives might be. So that's why you should never ever criticize someone, because you never know what they're going through behind closed doors, and what you say could negatively impact them and send them on a road that they don't recover from. So I think that's important to understand. So choose to be kind. It costs you nothing, you know, and people deserve to be heard. People deserve to be listened to. Their traumas are valid. Their feelings are valid. And I respect everyone else's opinion. And I have my mental health challenges. A lot of people across the world will have different mental health challenges to what I've experienced. But in essence, we all should be together. We should all be trying to support each other, and we should all be honest with ourselves that we can't do this alone, and we do need help sometimes. And I think that's important too. Understanding that you do need help, understanding that help is courage, help is strength, help is 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 needed to move forward with your life. And you know you'll never get rid of your trauma, and I will never get rid of my trauma, but I can learn to live alongside my trauma and accept it. And that's what I'm doing, working through with my therapist now, and with the trauma therapy that I'm having. So I think that's massively important, is understanding that it takes immense strength and immense courage to ask for help and support. And to all the men out there who suffer in silence, please stop it. Please don't suffer in silence, because you don't have to. It doesn't mean you're any less of a man if you ask for help. It doesn't mean you're any less of a man for admitting that you need support. In fact, it's the opposite. It takes immense courage and it takes immense strength. So please stop suffering in silence and reach out and ask for support. Because as men, we deserve support. As men, we're entitled to feel. We're entitled to have feelings. And you're entitled to feel the way you do. So don't suffer in silence. Reach out and ask for help. Because we're losing too many good people every single year. I mean, the figures, BM3379 says there is no support. I understand, based on different parts of the world. I mean, in the UK, the waiting lists for support are massive, but there are other support avenues you can go down in the UK. There are online counselling, online therapists, mental health charities, the Samaritans, mental health groups. I think most of the time we tell ourselves there's no support because it's an excuse not to go and find it. And I used to use that excuse. I used to say, oh, I'm not going to try and get support. I'll do this on my own because there's nothing out there. But there is. And I think the moment we start facing our feelings and the moment we start facing our excuses and getting over that fact, then you will find the right type of support that you need. There's also life coaches as well. There's many different avenues you can go down for support. Support is out there. You just need to find the right type of support for you. Because everyone's recovery journey will look different. Therapy sometimes isn't for everyone, and they might need a different type of support. But there is hope, there is support. You just need to find the right type of support for you. And that's the most important thing. You're the most important thing. Because if you're not healthy in both body and mind, you can't help others. But getting back to living with PTSD, a lot of people don't understand that you're constantly on edge, you're constantly scared, you're constantly wondering when the next nightmare is coming, when the next flashback is coming. You could be watching TV or reading a book or doing something that automatically triggers a memory, and then you get a flashback, and then if it's at night, then you have those nightmares, and it's like you're constantly living on an edge, and you're almost falling off. You're just holding on. That's what it feels like. It feels like you're suffocating, and that's the best way I can describe it. It feels like I'm suffocating when I'm having an episode, when I'm having a nightmare or a flashback. it leaves me feeling broken. It leaves me feeling empty. It leaves me feeling numb to the memory. So I think raising awareness and talking about it is important. I think raising awareness and talking about it is the way forward. I think we need to challenge the stigma, and I think we need to challenge any, discrimination surrounding mental health. So, it starts with us, and it's important that we all start the conversation surrounding mental health. Not just me. Uh, I can't do this alone. We can all do it together. But mental health is important. You are important. And mental health is as important as your physical health. So always remember that. Don't forget, guys, this is a live Q&A, so get your questions in. I will be live for the next hour, or 50 minutes, because I've already been live 11 minutes. But I'm here to answer any questions you might have about my channel, about my journey through mental illness, or if you want to talk about your mental illness, we can do that also. Don't forget to smash a like on the live, get involved. Not looking the best today, guys. Didn't have a good night's sleep. Very, very hard to get a good night's sleep with PTSD. Because even when you do sleep, you wait. You know what's coming. Once you fall asleep, you know what's coming. But fuck it. You got to keep going. What else can we do? There's no point in giving into it. All we can do is keep moving forward. All I can do is hold on to hope. All I can do is hold on to the fact that I have survived 100% of my bad days, because I'm still here today. So I hold that thought, and I will continue to use that as fuel to keep going during the dark times, during the tough times, which are, quite frequent when you have PTSD and trauma issues. So, just keep moving forward, guys. That's all I can say. And I find it quite tough to go live because I'm very self-conscious. I don't like the way I look. I don't like the way I feel. I don't like the way sometimes I can't verbalize what I really want to say. I don't like the fact that, I'm not comfortable in my own skin at the moment because of issues that are way beyond, what you see. And it's important that people understand that the battle that you have with mental illness is invisible. You can't see it, but it's like a war going on inside your head. And I struggle to I have to force myself to come live because I don't like the way I look. I don't like the way I feel. I don't like the way I sometimes communicate. And I'm trying to give advice when I'm struggling myself. And I know that's quite, that's a catch-22 situation, but all I'm trying to do is show support to everyone else out there, and start a conversation about mental health, and try and help other people talk about their mental health as well. So I force myself to come live even though I don't feel like it, even though I sometimes feel self-conscious on camera, but I do it because I want to help people and I want to talk about mental health because it's a lonely journey otherwise, and I tried to do it alone for so long, and then it almost cost me my life. So it's a very sobering thought, knowing that at one point in your life you accepted that you wanted your life to be over. So and I was at that point with my PTSD and trauma. So I know how that feels, and I know how dark those moments are. and I can see that shadow. I can feel that shadow on me, looming over me. That depression, that trauma, those memories, they're there, and they're very prevalent in my mind, and it's like a shadow just continuously following me, waiting, waiting to jump in and take over. But it is what it is. We keep moving forward. Beesmorph says hi. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. Welcome to the live. If you're just joining, this is a live Q&A to talk about mental health and recovery. So if you have any questions, please do ask. But I will, as I always do on every one of my lives, put out there the disclaimer. I'm not a doctor. I am not a therapist. I am not a counsellor. I am someone who suffers with mental illness, and I just want to talk about it. So that is all I am. I'm just a normal guy who suffers with PTSD, who wants to talk about mental health. Beesmorph says, you're brave. Thank you very much. That's much appreciated. And that means a lot to me because I feel very self-conscious. I don't like the way I look. I don't like the way I feel. I don't like the way I think. And I don't like what's going on in my head. So it takes a lot for me to come live. I have to push myself because I don't even like looking at myself sometimes. And that's a sad thing to think about. But I have to be honest with myself. Because if I'm not honest with myself, then I'm doing the world an injustice. So I need to face my own fears. I need to face my own feelings head on, and deal with those issues. And hopefully one day I will be happy with the way I look. I will be happy with the way I think. I will be happy with the way I'm able to show up for myself. But look, it is what it is. I'm trying to change. I'm working with my counsellor. I'm working with my therapist, and I'm working every day to improve myself. So, my personal life is challenging because of my mental illness, but it's something I will overcome. It's something that I will learn to live alongside. What would you recommend to an 18-year-old with your own experience? With my own experience, like I said, I can't give any proper therapy or anything like that. This is from my own personal experience, is not to suffer in silence, not to try and do it on your own, and understand that asking for help and asking for support takes strength, it takes courage. So just don't suffer in silence, because you don't have to. I tried to do it in silence, and it almost cost me my life. So reach out and ask for help, and don't do it alone. Talk about your feelings, whether that be with a family member, a friend, a work colleague, therapist, counsellor, doctor, life coach, whoever it may be. Don't suffer in silence. Don't do it alone, because you don't have to. There is support out there. And I managed to find a great therapist. She's helped me massively over the last few years. If I didn't have her, then I wouldn't be here today talking to you on YouTube. She's someone who has helped me through the lowest points of my life. And once you're at rock bottom, there's only one way you can go, and that's up. So that's what I'm trying to do now. Joey is just going to get blocked. More morons in the chat. more idiots, but you know, you go live to try and help people, you go live to try and talk about mental health, and you get idiots in the chat. And Joey just got blocked for being a moron. Daniel Stevens, chill mate, you ain't a wise man. Didn't say I was a wise man. So I don't know what you're talking about. Again, you're clearly a moron and a simpleton who can't understand that this is a grown-up conversation about mental health. So jog on, you moron. Just got yourself blocked anyway. I haven't got time for idiots like you, my friend. I've got bigger problems in my life than listening to trolls on YouTube when I'm trying to talk about real life trauma, real life mental health issues, and try and encourage other people to share their story. So some people on here need to grow up. And before, a lot of people say, what's that? It's very nice that you can broadcast and talk about yourself and share your feelings here with us. Thank you very much, Bees Morph. That means a lot to me. Look, if I'm anything, I'm too honest. I'll say how it is. I'll tell you how I'm feeling. My mental health is shot to pieces, but that's where we are. But it doesn't stop me living my life. I'm battling against it every single day. I fight that invisible war every single day in my mind. And I won't let it win. I won't let it get the best of me. Even though it knocks me down many, many times. I'll keep getting up because I don't want it to defeat me. But there are nice people out there who, like yourself, want to support people and want to encourage people to, do something good and, do something that's going to help the world, not hinder the world. I want to be part of the solution, not the problem. But there are idiots and morons who come into people's chats and just, show low IQ and are clearly simpletons who can't understand an adult grown-up conversation. Morons, morons, morons. But there are nice people like you, so thank you. But the one thing about living with PTSD is if it's okay and feels good for you, can you tell me what you're going through? Yeah. I'm very open about I've been diagnosed with complex PTSD. I've been diagnosed with ADHD. I've been diagnosed with clinical depression and a anxiety disorder. I have all of those things. I've been diagnosed with all of those things due to the past, due to trauma, due to reoccurring and harmful memories. And I find it, really hard to cope with all of those things at the same time. And my mental, like I said before, my mind is broken. And I'm just trying to fix it. And I am fixing it. And I'm working with my counsellor to fix it. But going through PTSD, when you're having nightmares, when you're having flashbacks, when you're always on edge, when you're always hypervigilant, when you can't switch your mind off because you never know when the next memory or flashback is coming, it's hard, and recovery is hard. I won't go into the exact ins and outs of my trauma because that's private between myself and my therapist. But it's due to trauma, it's due to abuse, it's due to the past. And I'm no saint. I've made mistakes in the past. I've made many mistakes in the past, and I would go back and change some of it if I could, but I can't. So I need to learn to live with it and move on. But I'm not alone. There are many people across the world going through many different challenges, and different types of mental health disorders. So uh, my challenges are my challenges, and it is what it is. We keep going. We keep going. And another question I always get, or I get a lot actually, is you talk, you suffer with mental illness, but do you work? Yes, I do have a job. I am a life coach. I'm a fully qualified, certified life coach. I have my own coaching business, which is accepting new clients. But you know, I during after my initial breakdown, which was in 2022, after going through, going through therapy and growing and improving each day, I decided to change my career. At the time, I was a high level store manager for many big retail firms in the UK. Over 20 years experience in high level retail management. But I didn't want to go back to that. I wanted to do something different. Through therapy, through counseling, I discovered I had a passion for wanting to help people who might go through certain things that I am going through. So I thought to myself, no, I don't want to become a counselor and I don't want to become a therapist because, the transition for that would be too long and it could also be very triggering for me. But there's another avenue. I decided to research and look into what life coaches do and what they deliver and what they help people with. And I studied, and I now have 6 diplomas in coaching. So, my mental illness is tough, but it doesn't define me. So, if I can do it, guys, you can do it. If I can fight my mental illness and become a life coach, then you guys can do whatever you guys can overcome your challenges and whatever obstacles you have in your life. Because, I could easily just give up and give in, and, let my mind win, and let my mind take over. I've already tried to end my life twice in 2022. I failed, and I'm here today, and we move forward. And I used my lived experience of mental health and all my experience in management to, launch my own coaching business, which launched last year. So yeah. Don't forget, guys, you can ask any questions. I will be as honest as I can. This is a live Q&A about mental health and recovery. So get your questions in. I will be live for another 30 minutes or so. I go live twice a week for 1 hour to engage with my community, talk to my subscribers and talk to new people, and try and grow the message and connect with people about mental health and start the conversation. So just check the chat. I'm up to date. Yes. I'm currently installing what you Beesmore, what you've been through is bad, but I don't feel sorry for you. You are stronger and more balanced than most people out there. I respect you so much. I really appreciate your support and your kind words. That really means a lot to me, especially, with having sometimes I feel so self-conscious that, it's nice when people give you, nice comments like that. So really appreciate you, and I really appreciate you saying that. And it has made me stronger. It has made me more resilient. It has made me more determined to succeed in life, and it has made me. It's humbled me, and it's changed me as a person. And I'm better for that. And the past is the past. The future's not here yet. What am I doing today that's going to make my life better tomorrow? What am I doing today that's going to make tomorrow easier? What I'm doing today is I'm talking to you lovely people on YouTube. I'm raising awareness. I'm talking about mental health. I'm showing up for all the men out there who are suffering in silence. I'm showing up for them. I'm showing up for everyone who feels like that they're on their own. I'm showing up for everyone who doesn't have the courage to talk about their mental health because they fear the negativity, the negative comments, the toxic feelings. I'm speaking up for those people because I want to help those people. They deserve help, and they will get the help. My channel was created not just for me, but for everyone who goes through mental health challenges. And I think that's important, which is why I forced myself to come live, even though, I don't feel comfortable in myself. I show up for these people, and I show up to show them that it is possible. I show up to show them that recovery is possible, and that's also very important as well. So I don't know. We live and learn, and we keep moving forward. Don't forget, guys, to smash a like on the live, share, subscribe. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe. It's free for you guys, but it means a lot to me, growing the channel and, raising awareness and helping people, because, I feel better about myself after I've talked about mental health. After I've uploaded a video about mental health, I feel a bit better. And we rise by lifting others anyway, in general. So keep moving forward. Always choose to be kind. You never know what someone's going through behind closed doors. Don't judge people on the past. Judge people for who they are now. Because it doesn't matter who you've been in the past. It's what matters is who you're becoming. So, be more, show a bit more empathy, show a bit more support, show a bit more kindness, and the world will be a better place for it. Of course it will. Don't forget, get your questions in. Happy to answer any questions. I'm live for another 27 minutes or so get your questions in. Thankfully, we've only had a couple of morons in the chat today, with stupid comments and negativity and toxic feelings. What I will say is, don't hold on to toxic feelings inside your mind or inside your heart, because it'll consume you. Those feelings, jealousy, envy, hate, those toxic feelings don't serve you. They don't do anything for you. You need to get rid of those things. You need to let go of those feelings. But that's just my opinion. Get your questions in, guys. This is a live Q&A talking about mental health and recovery. happy to answer any questions. I'll be as honest as I can. Um, Apologies, I'm not in my normal slot. I would normally have done this live on Wednesday evening at 7 p.m, but it was my son's birthday, so couldn't do it then. Was due to do it Thursday. Something came up, so I'm doing it now. But I will be live again Sunday evening at 7 p.m. for another live Q&A to talk about mental health and recovery. So apologies, I'm not in my normal slot, but normal service will resume from Sunday. I'm just currently updating the new Resident Evil game on my Xbox, so I'm just going to check if it's done. No, it's not done yet. Completes in about 17 minutes. Excited to play that new Resident Evil game. I know it's a weird time to be live this time of the morning. People are in work, etc. So, you know, it is what it is. But apologies, normal service will resume from Sunday. I've uploaded, you know, my channel now has over 3,000 videos talking about mental health. Not just me, and not just my opinions. Obviously, there's my own videos about my story, and there's you know, it documents my journey through mental illness, but I also share opinions on the channel from respected psychologists like Jordan Peterson, you know, and life coaches like Mel Robbins, Jay Shetty, and it's content for everyone on the channel. You know, I don't just, you know, I want to create a channel where someone can go and not just watch my content, but watch other clips that are relevant to my content. So, you know, my channel is a one-stop hub for mental health content. Get your questions in, guys. Happy to answer any questions. I appreciate this is not my normal slot, but normal service will resume Sunday. Probably end this live because I've only got 2 people watching, now only 1 person watching, and I've been going now for nearly 40 minutes. So I'll probably end this live sooner than I would normally. But thank you for everyone who's commented. Thank you to everyone who's got involved. And if you do come back and watch this video, just remember, mental illness is invisible. You never know what someone is going through behind closed doors. So don't be the reason why they might hurt themselves. Don't be the reason why that you make their day worse. Choose to be kind, help people, support people, and be an inspiration in life. Be part of the solution, not be part of the problem. And to all the men out there who suffer in silence, please don't do it. Don't suffer in silence anymore. You don't have to. It takes immense courage and immense strength to to admit you need help. So go out there and find that help. Look after yourself, look after your family and friends, and I'll see you all Sunday evening, 7 p.m.